Don't lose your imagination. Because who cares for real? I think one of the worst things we could do growing up is lose our imagination. For example, go back to a time when you were a kid when you just felt like everything was limitless. Do you remember that feeling? Like, for me, a great example is I used to climb trees a lot. I used to climb big ass trees, huge ass trees. And I used to fill my pockets up with some action figures. Because the goal was I would sit on a branch and just play with my action figures. And I used to just do this dolo. I would just spontaneously do this. Just like I would create the scene. I'd get the certain action figures I needed, and I would look at a tall ass tree and I'd be like, I'm just gonna climb that hoe. Cause fuck it, you know what I'm saying? I'm assuming y'all have similar experiences. So I would often climb trees, so I got very good at climbing trees. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but one day in particular, I remember I was climbing a tree and my grandpa was like, yeah, you're going to fuck yourself up one day. You're going to fall and fuck yourself up. You're going to be crippled. I know someone that fell and they were fucked. And that completely reshaped my mind. And I was like, damn, the thought wasn't even in my head prior. So I had a fear of that. Now, granted, my imagination didn't just stop right there, but it definitely hindered that. I remember I used to be real into drawing. I used to be drawing and coloring all day, every day. And I remember when I was in elementary school, I tried to create a comic book with one of my homies. And we created a comic book that was like 12 pages. We drew everything ourselves. We wrote it and everything. Looking back on it, dude, that was so baller in fourth grade. We dead ass did that in fourth grade. Made our own comic and everything. Made 2 copies of it, mind you. So we wrote everything twice, drew everything twice. 2 separate copies, and they looked pretty identical. So for being fourth graders, for being like 8 years old, pretty baller if you ask me, yo. I'll never forget, we showed the class. We asked our teacher, like, yo, can we show the class our comic book? We've been working hard all week. I'll never forget this, yo. I honestly forgot about this before going to tell this story, but it makes a lot of sense, yo, because we read this comic book, it showed the pictures. Everybody in the class laughed at us, yo. I remember everyone just giggling. They're like, this ain't no comic book. This shit's whack, you know? They didn't say that, but that's what they're thinking. For sure. And I could hear my own homies, my own friends, my own homies laughing. My imagination was pretty shot after that. Then there was, the fact that when I got into middle school, I was really good at the viola. I love the viola, yo. Because when I was playing it, I just felt like I was able to escape, Nothing else mattered but playing the viola in that moment. I remember I was baller at it. I caught on to it really easy. And I'll never forget, I didn't have enough money to rent an actual instrument. So they gave me one that was from the school, the worst one. And I was rocking it. It had the worst case. It would fall out of the case sometimes. Like, it was fucked up. We had no money to like rent a viola. So they just gave us one. I remember my mom was pissed that we even had to go get a music book because it was like $20, yo. She was pissed as fuck. I'll never forget. I needed the music book like the next day, and I was scared to ask her. So I waited till the last second, and she was pissed, yo. But she still got it, but she was pissed as fuck. And I'll never forget, my dad got out of prison, and I hadn't seen this homie in years, yo. I mean, years. And I remember telling him the first thing, I was like, yo, I play the viola. He goes, Yo, homies don't play the viola. That's got to be the most sissy thing I've ever heard. Dude, my dream that fully I stopped playing that day. Um we still had like some productions to do. And I remember I just didn't even care anymore. You know what I'm saying? I remember I stopped playing entirely. I wasn't practicing anymore. And I just fully gave it up, yo. Because when I was playing, my imagination, it would just soar. I think, yo, that really hurt when I was a kid. Because I was going through a lot, you know what I'm saying? And then to hear that, I was like, damn, maybe he's right, you know? And then I just went down this hill of just hating myself, hating everything I did. It wasn't ever good enough to me. And that's the only person it matters to is you know what I'm saying? And my imagination just was taking all these hits. There's little fillers in between, you know. People telling you you're too old to be doing this and that, you know, that type of deal. And my imagination was just, I could feel it like slowly declining. Because when I was a kid, man, all I needed was a piece of paper. Like I used to create these, dude, we were too poor. I couldn't get a Nintendo 3DS. So I remember I created a paper one. I legit created a paper one for me and all my homies that we would play in class. If anyone remembers those, hit me in the DM because those were crazy, dude. Legit didn't have enough money, so I created my own paper Nintendo 3DS. I remember looking at the setup of it. I made it identical on paper, and it was 3D. So you would open it up, and dude, it was paper. But in my head, I was like, dude, I'm playing the dopest game right now. And that's how imaginative I was, personally. And then, life just started happening. And I didn't really have anyone to like reinforce that was okay, you know? So it just kind of flew by. Or I was too scared to express that, you know? My grandma probably would have been there, but everyone else was just telling me everything I was doing was too sissy and too kid-like. And I had to grow up fast, you know? And I lost a lot of my imagination. I got it back recently, though. I think a lot of the problems with society and with, I don't want to say just life in general, but dude, with a lot of people, they lost their imagination. They truly just lost it and they sold it for the humdrum bore of life, yo. They have no imagination at all. Granted, dude, you can't live life fully imaginative and, but you need some imagination in your life, yo. It's like you need something. And these jobs are just squeezing. They're just sucking people dry of their imagination. They just have no like soul, yo. I think imagination is the soul. It's why we appreciate fine art. It's why we appreciate movies. It's why we appreciate music. We could escape and go to a different place. And dude, everything's confirming that you shouldn't have an imagination. And it's bullshit. Dude, I envy little kids so much. It breaks my heart when I see parents disciplining their child just when they're just trying to have fun, you know? Like kids, dude, if you want to find faith in humanity and heal a part of yourself, just go on the sidewalk and just watch. This sounds terrible. But if you ever noticed, here, I'll use a better example because the other one I was going to say was wild. If you ever notice when you're walking down the street and you see a kid walking down the street, they're not just walking like regular with their head down, headphones in. They're jumping around. They're fucking zooming. They're doing hand motions. Dude, They haven't been plagued by the pressures of life yet, yo. So they only see life as a positive, that life is happening for them. So they could pull all the good parts out of life. Yo, they're having a blast walking. They made something as little as walking down the street amazing. And being in acting school, you fully realize, like, it made me realize so much about my own life. It was that, you know what, you're you're kind of, at least, you know, in a lot of cases, in a lot of kids I grew up with, you're fucking around in a store, you get hit. You know what I'm saying? You're doing too much, hit, this and that, and you just get disciplined until you're just, you know, fucking at ease everywhere, you know? Don't touch shit. Don't fuck around. Don't do this. Don't do that. It's just fucking murdering our imagination, you know? The problem with that is why we need imagination is it drives us, yo. Anyone that does anything remotely creative, marketing, you need imagination, dude. We all need imagination. It's like I said, it's our life force. Whatever you believe, the universe, God, dude, it gave you this mind that is possible. Like, the things, your mind is faster than 100,000 supercomputers, dude. Like, your mind is insane. The human mind, consciousness is fucking just unreal. And the fact that we dampen it and just to fucking go work a front desk job, it's so bullshit, yo. Do not lose touch with your imagination. The little kid in you fucking needs it, dude. For real. If you want to do anything, create anything, you need fucking imagination. Connect with that little kid in you because they're screaming to fucking come out. And you know what? The world would be better off if more motherfuckers connected with their imagination instead of bombing motherfuckers. Maybe life wouldn't be as bad as it is now. Straight up. Connect with that little kid in you. Get in touch with your imagination, whatever that is. Go fucking draw, go color. It's not fucking stupid, okay? I know you have people tell you your entire life that you can't make a living out of drawing. Well, what the fuck do we have artists for? What the fuck do we have graphic designers for? Animators? You could do anything. You can monetize anything. Don't fucking let this world dampen your light. It's bullshit. Dude, fuck that. Get in touch with your imagination. Fuck societal norms. And be a fucking kid again. Fuck it, dude. Who cares? Fuck.